Hey guys, Viking 82 here, back to show us some indie scene support. Because of course you gotta support your local scene as best you can. These bands work so hard, and they definitely deserve your support. Gonna kick things off with some merch here from a band that is actually currently working on their debut release, and that is the band Maelstrom Black. Groove metal band out of Indianapolis. I want to say they've been around since at least 2020 because that's when their Facebook page was created. There's no metal archives listing for this band, and it's really hard to find out any kind of info. But yeah, this actually features ex-Catalytic guitarist Dustin Chavez in the ranks playing guitar. And like I said, they were working on their debut release, and they were putting these up for pre-order to kind of help fund that release. And they were also going to be having their first live show last year, so they were going to have these at the show and everything. And of course, I wasn't going to be able to make the show, but I at least wanted to get a shirt, so I went ahead and pre-ordered one. And they had two different options, and I thought this one looked the best of the two, in my opinion, though they both look pretty cool. That's this awesome red moon shirt. Absolutely love this design. I've already worn it once. It fits great. Which, depending upon the brand, which this is a Toltex brand, even if it's my size, sometimes they fit a little wonky, but this one actually fits pretty good, so I was really happy about that. And I knew it was going to come with like a promo card, photo, whatever from the band, but I did not realize that it was actually going to be signed by the entire band, so that is really cool. And on the back, it actually thanks me personally for showing support and everything. So yeah, already got this framed up and ready to be hung as soon as I find a good spot for it. All right, next up, got a cassette here. This is Wretched Idol with Inferno. And this comes on a silver tape. Yeah, Wretched Inferno, death metal band out of Bloomington, been around. Not exactly sure how long they've been around. There was no date on the Metal Archives pages, and I didn't even remember to look at their Facebook page to see if maybe they might have mentioned it there. But yeah, this is the band's debut EP, put out just last year by the band themselves, limited to 50 copies, and this is just some absolutely solid death metal. Kind of has that old school flair to it. Definitely a band to keep an eye on. I know I'm going to be keeping my eye on them. And I was also able to pick up a really badass looking shirt from them. I mean, I love that design. Of course, even though I wear a lot of band shirts to work and everything, I want to wear this to work, but I know there's probably somebody that would probably complain because where my job is located, there are a bunch of crybabies down there, so you gotta kind of watch what you wear. Even though I wear a lot of band shirts, it's like whatever. But yeah, next up, Black Arrows of Filth and Impurity with 1984 Eternal. Death metal grindcore band out of Indianapolis that was active between 2004 and I'm not exactly sure the exact date that they split up, but they are currently split up. This was their lone EP that they put out. This is a 2009 reissue on Gilead Media, limited to 1,000 copies. I was really stoked I was able to procure a copy of this, and as you can see, it is signed by a couple of the members, one of them being Dustin Boltiez. Of course, he was in Demericus, he's in Flasher, among many others, or as he is known as on here, Osama bin Bulges. And thanks to Sean at Wise Blood Records, I was actually able to also get this signed by bassist Todd Manning, aka Terrible Todd Bundy, because I was at the Mother of Graves CD release show, and I was using Sean's table to sit my stuff on so I can get everything together and take it out to my truck. And he happened to be talking to Todd. I was like, hey, you were in Black Arrows, weren't you? And I was like, And he goes, yeah. He goes, I played bass. I was like, oh. So I dug this out and had him sign it for me. So that was really cool. But yeah, if you love just kind of chaotic and heavy as fuck grindcore, go check out Black Arrows of Filth and Impurity. All right, next up, this band was actually supposed to play a show with Lust Witch at one point that I really wanted to go to, and unfortunately I was not able to go to, and they ended up not playing anyway because a couple of the members, I guess, got COVID or whatever. But after a little while, I went ahead and placed an order through their website to kind of show them a little support anyway. But this is Pharaoh Hound with Murder of Crows. Groove metal band out of Fort Wayne, been around since 2017. This is their second EP, put out by the band themselves just last year. And this is really solid stuff. I really dig this a lot. I would love to get a copy of their first EP, but I don't think they had any on their site, or I would have picked it up. But yeah, really good stuff. Go check them out. I definitely look forward to seeing what they have for us in the future. And then, of course, I had to get a shirt. And again, another really badass design. And another one that I would love to wear to work. But again, there'd probably be somebody that would want to complain about it. You never know. So I'm just not going to take that chance. You know, I just started this job. I don't want to get sent to the HR office because somebody didn't like my shirt. All right, next up, we got a split that I did a review of. And I actually showed the cassette of this recently, I do believe, or some point. No, actually, this didn't even get a cassette. I'm sorry, but I did talk about this in a review. But yeah, this is a split between Dungeon Crawl and Throne of Iron. And Throne of Iron is the reason that I'm adding this into this particular video. But yeah, this is a split that was put out last year by Wise Blood Records. Amazing split. Throne of Iron are out of Bloomington. They play a straight up traditional heavy metal a la Manila Road and the Ilk. And then Dungeon Crawl out of San Jose, California. Been around since 2015. They play straight up thrash metal. Though both bands have that Dungeons and Dragons theme and to their music, and really solid stuff. Go check this out. All right, going to end on a couple of vinyl, but first I got to show this badass patch that I got from Obscene for their new album, From Dead Horizon to Dead Horizon, which conveniently is also the first vinyl that I'm going to be showing. And you can see it comes with a nice Obi strip. But yeah, Obscene death metal out of Indianapolis, been around since 2017. This is their second full-length album put out just last year on Blood Harvest. This actually ended up on my year-end list. This was limited to 400 copies on 3 different variants. That's out of the way. You had, of course, standard black. You had what they called mustard gas yellow, which that was limited to 100 copies. The black was 200, and then 100 of the one that I got, which is the purple with a yellow splatter. And honestly, I felt this one really fit the artwork a little bit better than the other color, but they were all pretty badass looking in and of themselves. So I was just happy to pick this up on vinyl regardless. Really solid album. Great old school death metal. Go check out Obscene if for some reason you have not already. And last but most certainly not least, my album of the year from last year, Mother of Graves with Where the Shadows Adorn. I cannot praise this album enough. I absolutely love it. Of course, Mother of Graves, melodic doom death out of Indianapolis, been around since 2019. This is their debut full-length album, came out last year on Wise Blood Records. This LP, which is just a standard black, so I have no reason to really pull it out and show you, limited to 200 copies. And I was also able to get the cassette version, which comes on a kind of a smoky looking tape. This was limited to 200 copies as well. Mine is number 43 of 100. And like I said in my review for this album, and when I showed this in the year-end list, I cannot praise this album enough. It is just so damn good. If you've not checked it out already, do yourself a favor and do so. So yeah, that is going to do it. Thank you guys so much for watching and subscribing. And until next time, stay brutal. Support your local scene.